On the show, Kabir is very happy.
A tripod which never gives up. What is it called?
Soumya hears a bad joke. Kabir does the Gangnam style.
No ifs, no buts. Not everyone has
Soumya gets screamed at.
Hey guys, welcome to How To. And as you can see, Soumya is trying to take my...
Kabir, be still.
Step 1, take the cap off from the lens. Wait.
But everything was black.
Yeah, see how intelligent
now,
my
now be
co-host
still.
is.
Let me click your picture.
By the way, do you know what is HDR photography?
No, I've heard of it, but I don't really...
No. So we're going to teach you how to do HDR photography. Jaldi khicho.
Khich gayi. Would you kindly like to tell us what HDR photography
It's
is?
high dynamic range photography.
That's the full form. What is HDR photography?
When you look at an HDR photograph, it feels like the rainbow has puked all over it. The colors are popping.
Okay, once again, I'm going to ask you this the last time. What is HDR photography? Not the full form, not rainbow puking, but what is it exactly?
It's taking a single shot in various exposures and then merging them together just to see the colors are popping, you have more details, and yes, the rainbow has puked all over it.
HDR or high dynamic range photography, although an old photography practice, is now fast gaining popularity. Why? Because it has recently been introduced on smartphones. Another reason, HDR imaging is easy, fun and gets your creative juices flowing. Here are a few examples that will make HDR, mouthful of a word, simple. This is the original photo and this is the HDR version. Second photo has more dynamic range, being the ratio of light to dark in a photograph. Now you see what Kabir meant when he said HDR feels like a rainbow spat out. To get started, you need a DSLR and a tripod.
A tripod which never gives up. What is it called?
A tripod that never gives up. What is it called?
Yes.
I don't know.
Re-tripod.
After Kabir's failed attempt at comedy, he decided to put his energies in setting up the tripod and camera. We had a Canon 600D. We wanted to experiment with different subjects, so the 3 shots we locked in were a structure as an object, a landscape and flowers. Once the photos were decided, the camera needed the right settings.
Why we're going through so much trouble is because a shot has to be static for HDR photography to take place at its best. You have to have a static frame.
And we don't want people in between.
Yeah.
Or else there'll be motion blur in your final product, which we don't want. So always take landscapes or static images when it comes to HDR.
Yeah.
The ISO was set to auto, that's 100. F-stop was 10 because we wanted more of the scenery and did not want to isolate the subjects. We set the camera on aperture priority. Using exposure bracket option, which is available in all DSLRs, we set the exposure bracket to -2, 0, +2. This meant the camera will click the same picture 3 times at these 3 different exposures.
Okay, now I'm going now.
Pehla.
Okay.
Everything in place, we got clicking. It did turn out to be a bit of a challenge as cars, autos, people, cycles kept crossing in front of the structure. But alas, the patience paid off and we had what we wanted.
The first one was normal exposure, the second was underexposed, and now this is overexposed.
Click. Okay, good. But also another thing is that if one of them has gotten disturbed because of movement in the picture, you'll have to start over. All over again.
Shot 1 done, we turned our attention to the second one, which is a landscape. 3 clicks and done. Last and final, the flower shot. Again, 3 clicks and done.
So step 1 was taking the pictures. Step 2.
Step 2 is now to transfer the data from your DSLR onto the laptop and merge those 3 photographs which were taken in various exposures.
This is where the HDR magic happens.
Exactly.
Download and install the software from the website, connect the camera to the laptop, and once the basics are in place, click open the software, import the photos into the software.
Now auto align, MTV,
select.
exactly, next.
Once imported, the 3 pictures will align automatically and become one. The photo is displayed in many avatars. Choose one and work on it further till you're satisfied with what you want. After much back and forth, me and Kabir settled on what we liked on each of the photo we had clicked. Here's the final product for your kind judgment. The first shot, structure as an object. This is at neutral exposure. This is the HDR version. It's sharper, more vibrant, and details we did not want were blurred. Second shot was a landscape. After much debate, we went with this HDR version. The details like the birds can be spotted, the green and yellow in the tree is quite pronounced. And finally, the flowers. At neutral exposure, this is the HDR version. That's right, you can see a whole lot of color. We use Luminance HDR software. There are other softwares like Photomatics or Photoshop. They do cost. If you've got the money to spare, give it a go. In case you don't have a DSLR, not to worry. Like we said before, a smartphone will do. The iPhone has the HDR option. All you have to do is open the camera app, click, and the phone does the rest. The same goes for an Android phone. Sample the Nexus 4, open the camera app, select the subject, click on the HDR on mode, and there you have your photo. Now that you know how simple HDR is, give it a try. Let us know which of our shots you liked and send us your HDR photos.
Well done, Kabir.
I
That was
know.
a really good how-to actually.
HDR photographer too.
Acha, Abhi na, don't sit on 7th heaven and don't get cozy over there. Let's take a viewer's query.
I have an Android phone and I would like to know how can I stop apps on my phone from getting auto updated.
Lines bolo.
आपका 3G का बिल ज़्यादा आता होगा नहीं?
This one will be really easy. All you need to do is go to Play Store.
Google Play Store.
Google Play Store.
Okay.
And then press on Settings.
Okay.
Then from Settings go to General.
Okay.
Then you have an option which says Auto Update Apps. Uncheck it and you're set, bro.
That was really simple.
I know.
But you know, iOS में ना ऐसा होता ही नहीं है. They ask me before I want
Apple
to...
fangirl, you must have disabled it. You must have disabled it. If you think that she's right, please do tweet us, mail us, go to our Facebook page. But I know I'm right.
Take a break.
It's time to take a break.
We don't want him sitting on 7th heaven.
Coffee.
Take a break.
शर्मे बोलो शर्मे.
सर पहले बोलो यू आर फीलिंग जेलस
I'm feeling jealous, शर्मे.